Now, after private letters between former Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister YS Jagan Mohan Reddy and his sister AP Congress Chief YS Sharmila went public, more dirty linen is now being washed in public. Last night, late YSR's wife Vijayamma released an open letter appealing for her son and daughter to sort it out mutually without making a public spectacle of it, while insisting that Sharmila had been wronged. Now, the YSRCP has released an open letter finding fault with Jagan's mother and sister, saying it is Jagan who has been victimized. My colleague Uma Sudhir stays with us. Uma, there is a war of words that is happening. We saw first how Jagan and Sharmila were there. Now, the mother is insisting that you should resolve those issues, but the YSRCP doesn't seem in the mood of forgetting and let bygones be bygones.
So the tensions within the YSR family are out in the open now. It has been apparent for quite a few years now, ever since, in fact, Sharmila came out of the YSRCP and launched her own party, the YSR Telangana Party, and subsequently just ahead of elections she had in fact joined the Congress Party and she was made in fact Congress Party chief. Subsequently, the letter that Jagan Mohan Reddy had sent to the National Company Law Tribunal as well as a letter that he had written to Sharmila that was made public seemed to suggest that there was much more than just the political differences, that there was dispute over property as well, a dispute over shares that had been allotted and which Jagan Mohan Reddy had agreed to give to Sharmila, and now the mother in fact writing a letter which now seems to suggest that Sharmila was in fact wronged, and what he was giving, Jagan Mohan Reddy was giving to his sister was not purely out of just love and affection, but something that the father had wanted done and as a share of the property. And Jagan Mohan Reddy on his part had argued and written in a letter saying that if the shares were all attached by the investigating agencies, and any transfer of the shares would have complicated the legal cases that he is fighting that were booked by both the CBI as well as the Enforcement Directorate. And he had suggested that the move on the part of Sharmila was meant to embarrass him, and all that she had been saying in terms of statements were also bringing disrepute to him. It is in this context that Vijayamma, the mother of Jagan and Sharmila, had written this open letter. She had said that no one else should comment about this, that the brother and sister would sort it out among themselves amicably, that this was a family matter, and she appealed to people not to make this into a public spectacle. But in the same breath, she had also suggested that it was YS Sharmila who had been wronged because she had been denied a share of what should have come to her in terms of the property itself. And now YSRCP, not Jagan Mohan Reddy, but YSRCP answering in a sense, releasing another open letter in which they are pointing out that the transfer of shares has been done with the consent of the mother, knowing fully well that this would lead him to more legal trouble. And he also pointed out that just ahead of elections, Vijayamma had in fact signed or rather appealed to the people to vote for the Congress Party, and he says this at a time when she knows very well that it is Congress that had put him in jail. And she is also pointing out that a party that had wronged the family was supported by both Sharmila as well as Vijayamma, and in fact the YSRCP raising several of those questions about the shares, about the kind of comments that Sharmila had been making, and suggesting that it is Jagan Mohan Reddy who had been very patient and had not reacted and had refrained from making any personal comment on Sharmila, even though she had been attacking him all through the campaign period and on every occasion as well. And now the YSRCP saying that it is in fact Jagan Mohan Reddy who is the victim, and the mother had in a sense not played neutral, and they are suggesting that the mother had unfairly supported her daughter instead of the son. So all these differences playing out in the public domain, something that the people of not just Andhra Pradesh but the rest of the country, or rather even the NRIs, Telugu community across the world, watching with a lot of interest, almost like a soap opera, something that's playing out, dirty linen being washed in public. Back to you.